We got some great content around here. We play a game every single beginning of the week. Okay, it's called Guess the Lines. My boy Kirby, I think you won last week. No, I won the matchup last week, right?
No, I won last week.
No,
Okay,
I
you
think
won
he
last
sweeped
week.
you last week.
He kicked my ass last week. I don't even know. 0% chance that I cheated on any of these this week. So I'm going to say 0% chance I have any chance to win this week and guess the lines, but let's play it.
All right. Well, this is we're going to start this off with one of the few ranked matchups that we have this week. You know, we always get one of those lulls here late in the season where people have their final cupcake team, but this is one of the few ranked matchups. In-state rivalry, pretty big one. We're going Kansas versus Kansas State.
Oh, my God.
How come this game's not played at the end of the season?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Usually they save in-state rivalries for the last week of the season. But
Very good question.
I'll see who Kansas plays next week.
Do you want to go first? Or?
That means you're going first. I'm going to the Googles.
Okay, so Kansas didn't look very good last week. K-State, I don't know enough about both of these teams, but my gut would tell me that Kansas State's definitely going to be favored by a touchdown or more. I'll go 9.
All right, this game's in Kansas. Obviously, Kansas State, but it's at Kansas, I should say. They wrapped the season up at Cincinnati, so you guys are right. I don't understand why this isn't played at the end of the season. Maybe the Big 12 expansion effed this up. I have no clue.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyways, it should be played at the end of the year. All right, what'd you say?
I said Kansas State -9.
-9 on the road. Give me Kansas State -7.
There's a tie for the first time ever, I
It's
believe.
-8.
That's a second time.
It's
we've had,
Kansas
Second
State -8. I'm going to have to find another football game for us later in this game. The second one, this is another one of those, I believe these two teams are still ranked, I believe. We got Washington and Oregon State playing
top
one
15
another.
matchup now.
Yeah, top 15 matchup. So another big one in the Pac-12, another opportunity for Washington to gain another big win. Brooks, what say you?
This is at Beaver Stadium?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that what they're called? Who knows? They're the Beavs. It's at Oregon State. This is going to be a relatively, quote-unquote, low-scoring football game for a Washington attack because DJ Uiagalelei and that offense from Oregon State, they're relatively balanced. They play good defense. I think I'm looking at like a 35 or it's like a 32, 22, 23 type football game. Give me Washington favored by 8.5.
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, I would agree with that on a neutral field, but I think Vegas, the calculator is going to be 2.5, 3.5 points for Oregon State's favor just because it's a home game. So I would say Washington probably wins this game by a touchdown, but I'll go Washington -3.
I don't know if I'm reading this wrong. Oregon State is favored by 2.5 points.
Oregon State's favored in this football game?
Oregon State is favored by -2.5 points in this football game.
Red alert. Red alert. Vegas knows something you don't.
Yeah,
Stay
there's
the hell away.
something
Stay
weird.
the hell away, folks. Don't
What
be putting
the
money on this
heck?
one.
Pac-12 is going to do it.
That is
Pac-12's going to do
The
it?
Pac-12 is
Man, that's
going
going to make your jollies just so happy.
I'm going to be so happy if that
You're gonna be
happens.
so
that is
juiced.
wild.
That is
So,
wild.
You
I would say we both lose on that.
okay?
You just don't want me to win.
You're going to kick my ass anyways.
All right.
I had them favored by 8.5 points,
I had-
7.5 points.
I had
Yeah,
3.
my Oregon State
That's
-2.5. That is wild. I was
crazy.
not expecting that one.
That's way too much.
All right, we're going to go all the way across the country, a little south too as well. We're going to go Missouri or Florida at Missouri. So this is another home game for Missouri. Top 10 football team going up against a Florida team that is just trying to figure things out, I guess.
Very up and down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a cardiovascular machine.
Yeah. This is one of those games where I think that the people who are out on Billy Napier get back in if he plays well.
Oh.
I don't think it happens, though, and I don't think that's what the line's going to say. Missouri's coming off a really impressive win against what was a top 15 opponent at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a double-digit line. I like to go just under 2 touchdowns, maybe 13.5, 12.5. I don't think there's anything that Florida really shows you against Missouri. I mean, Missouri's rushing attack is going to give Florida problems all night. So,
Dude, I've seen Georgia be only favored by like 14.5 points on the road in the SEC this year. I'm going to say under 10. I'm going to go 9.5 points.
What'd you say?
I said Missouri 12.5.
All right, you take the dub. It's Missouri -11.5.
Man,
It's at Missouri.
I know that, but like,
Yeah. I don't.
Whatever.
that's a lot of
The
points.
best way to do Vegas is whatever you think they're going to win by, add 2.5 points to the home team.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good guesser of what teams are going to beat the other team by, I'm just not good at this game at all.
Maybe you get better. We're
Maybe
getting in the reps.
It's about improvement.
We're
That's
getting
what
in the
it's
reps. All right, Miami's got a chance to play spoiler yet again this week. 2 tough back-to-back matchups, I guess, for an ACC opponent. Louisville, we're going to see if they can continue to survive. It is at Miami, though, so do note that.
Yeah, but Miami's home field advantages are pretty weak.
I don't think it matters.
They have one home win against in the conference, I believe.
They
Clemson.
also beat
Clemson.
Texas A&M at
Clemson.
home.
I'm talking about conference wins.
You got it first this time, don't you?
Yeah. Who we got? We got Miami and Louisville.
Yeah, it's Louisville at Miami.
Ugly. 28-17. 28-14. 25, something like that. 24-17. Give me Louisville favored by 4.5 on the road.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another ugly game. The Virginia game's tripping me up so much because I don't think Louisville is as good of a one-loss team.
Virginia's
as people
done that
say they
multiple times though.
Mm-hmm.
They almost got they did get North Carolina.
Yep.
And I think they almost got somebody else.
Yeah, they've been competitive as of late.
What did you say your line was?
4.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play the home field advantage and go Louisville minus 2.5.
Might as well be a push. It's Louisville minus 1. So we got a top 10 team playing an unranked team. I know on the road, and Louisville's minus 1.
That's Vegas doing the talent discrepancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would believe that even in Miami's down years, they're going to be more talented across the board.
That's also Vegas trying to get casual bettors to go, oh my God, number 10 versus an unranked team.
Logo.
So what I'm hearing is Miami's probably going to win this game.
Maybe. I want to give a quick shout out to what Jeff Brom has done, though. I think a lot of people forget that's his first year back at that program, and he's done an exceptional job.
Lost their starting quarterback.
Yeah, man. He's gone through all kinds of stuff and managed to continue to win football games. I think it's safe to say really good football coach, and is at his alma mater. We're starting to see this a little bit more in college football where these certified and verified head coaches go back to their alma maters and they seem relatively happy and healthy while doing so. So, I do like Louisville in that football game, though.
This next one, man, if you had showed this preseason, you would have thought this would have been one for the ages here late in the season. In Week 12, this would have been a primetime matchup, you would have thought. Now, at this point in the season, you're almost just kind of like, probably won't watch it. But we got UNC at Clemson.
Ooh. Could have been such a powerhouse ACC matchup until both these teams decide they're going to shit the bed. You said it's at Clemson, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So that's +2 for Clemson. I believe
Clemson finishes the season at home, don't they?
Yes.
I think they play South Carolina at home as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you have in Drake May, obviously Drake May is always going to be a problem for opposing defenses. Clemson's one of the better defenses to go against, though. That O-line and offense is going to be very weak. It's probably going to be a lower scoring game. I would go Clemson minus a touchdown, -7.
That's a lot. I like Clemson you said -7. Give it to me -6.5. I'll take the under.
You said -6.5?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it right on the head.
I went right underneath him.
It's Clemson -6.5.
Damn it,
Interesting line. UNC's the ranked opponent, but again, Clemson at home also probably has a talent advantage as well, so they get the nod there and the advantage. So Brooks on the board. Look at that. All right, this last one, another interesting matchup. Really doesn't have any weight in regard to what postseason play is going to look like, but another one of those matchups where this week and what the slate looks like, you're going to take it, and you're probably going to end up watching this game late at night. Utah at Arizona.
Yeah, I'm up.
Yep.
I like what Arizona's been doing lately. I've been good late Pac-12 watch.
How about
honestly.
them making themselves top 25
How about them
team?
Wildcats? I mean, for real. How about Jed Fish? I said it on the VSIN, or the VSIN is what they call it, the gambling network out there in Las Vegas. I said it today. If I was Texas A&M, that's who I would try to hire. You don't have to do all this fancy shit. You don't have to go out and get this crazy big name. How about you go out and get a good football coach? How about you go out and get somebody that can show that they can win? Jed Fish has shown that he can be a competitive winner at Arizona. And by the way, built it ground up, and this is not one of these guys that we hear about. I mean, he had some transfer activity and some transfer portal stuff, but it's not like he's just doing it the hard way or doing it this new revolutionary way. He's just coaching good football. You know what I mean? Taking what he's got and developing the quarterback and the offense into something that's relatively high potent over the last several weeks. Shouts out to Arizona. That being said, okay, I like Utah favored in this game by 2 points.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's at Utah is going to make, or at Arizona is going to make it a push. You said 2 points? I'm going to undercut you now and go Utah -1.
Well, you almost had it on the head, but it's Arizona -1 actually.
Oh, damn.
What a bunch of pansies Vegas is out there.
Dude, I would stay away from this slate
Don't touch that
completely
game.
after looking at those lines.
Yeah, no, those are rough. Those are really, really rough.
Oh, man. Especially that Oregon State one.
It's a
I don't
tough-
know what the heck is going on there.
It's a tough week to be a better in this because
You know-
there's a lot of games where it's like, you don't really know what's going on. Not a lot of top 25 matchups.
I'll never forget, there was these Pac-12 games, and my dad's the gambler in the family. I'm not. But I'll never forget, I called my dad one time, and I was like, Dad, this line, it makes no sense. Like, you should absolutely hammer USC. Like, why would Utah be favored on the road? Like, what's going on? And he said, hey, whoa, Vegas knows something. They ain't stupid. You know what I mean? They got you. And this is one of those situations where I wouldn't be surprised if they might know something. Like, if Oregon State came out and rolled in this football game, come back to this sound and remember that Brooksy told you Vegas knew something, because everything in your mama, everything in your right mind makes you think that Washington, the undefeated football team, should be favored over this Oregon State football team who kind of, I'm not going to say struggles to score, but against Power 5 opponents, they don't put it up like Washington has this year. A little fishy. Little fish right there around that line out there at Oregon State. We are done with Guess the Lines. And Kirby, for what, 3 weeks in a row? Just getting that ass.
You know, I had to ask him before the show. I was like,
Are you cheating?
yeah,
That
that's
was
what I
cheating,
said.
bro.
I was
What
like,
the
look,
heck?
I don't want to. I said, I'm not accusing you of
stealing
cheating.
signals?
But I was
Stealing
like, I have to ask, because there's sometimes where I'm just like, how the heck would you even guess it? I was
He's a
like,
gambling man.
he is a gambling
He
man.
is a gambler.
He
That's why
is.
me and him play it, and you and I don't. Because otherwise, we'd just be way the hell off.
Yeah.
At least
I
there's
do
one
let's
dork
let's
over
do
here.
1 week where you two go against each other.
I don't think it'll be good television.